All right, we're back with our look at the second quaddie of the day. We go to the Melbourne Metropolitan Meeting, which is Sandown Lakeside. The rail is out 6. It's very wet down there. It was wet on Wednesday, and there's been rain since. Wodonga was called off today, I think, or Wangaratta was called off today.
Wangaratta, yep.
And so more rain there.
Pakenham race tonight.
Good track, Pakenham.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Good track. So similar to Kenzo, like it'll drain fine. But Lakeside tends to hold the wet. Usually it tends to play a bit on pace, but rail at 6 and a bit of a slog when it is wet. So I was sort of defaulted towards last man standing sort of horses rather than the on paces. But how do you approach it when you had a look there?
Yeah, pretty similar. I thought the same. I think that will help. Certainly the fitter horses or horses that have improved from their last run will certainly favour those.
We'll kick off the quaddie legs again. Race 6 gives us the 2100 metre open handicap. Now this will be a slog. Sentimentalist should roll forward from and take the lead from Norway out wide. Southmore has options there to push up with it or try and find a spot. Two or three back. Cozy runs for Sharossa finally, midterm. And then Mohammed Scarlet Dream are going right back. Suppressor, Rising Red should find decent runs just off the pace. Beaver, give us a market.
Yeah, the market's it's a pretty open market here, so plenty of value. Starcaster is the favourite at $4.80. Surrey Thunder $7.50. $8 Salsamore, $9.50 Rising Red, $9.50 Suppressor, and $9.50 Sentimentalist. Yeah, bit tongue twister there. And 10's the rest of the field.
As our producer just walked past and showed us her tips. Just kept walking. No good for you, Beaver. So I'll kick off. Why not?
Yeah, go for it.
Last time. So I had 3 that I liked here. The best run lead up, I thought, and it's a horse that's been in the wilderness for a while. I thought was Rising Red from the Busted and Young yard, but it was quite a good over the mile last start. Was worked home really well behind the Kentucky Breeze form.
Yep.
And I think out to 2100 will suit. Heavy track is a tick as well. Salsamore from the same yard now gets Damien Oliver. It is more of a gamble. It's in the market. It's been flying. Last start, if it was no good, but whether that was the end of the prep run or just there was an excuse here, and now gets Ollie was big. My conundrum for the race, because if I knew for sure, I would probably have it on top genuinely. But I've been with it all prep, and you're going to get $9 to find out. So I will be finding out.
Yeah.
And the last one I wanted to mention is Sharossa, $16. Tough horse. It sat wide at Flemington and won. It's just had no luck in 3 starts. His prep sat wide twice and won. Sat wide at Morpettville last start. 3 wide outside lead. It was just too much for it, and still battled on okay. Now draws inside, gets a cozy run. The wet is a tick as well, 2 from 2. And I think at $16 is one of the better bets, probably better each way bets of the day. Sorry, I should say heavy 5 starts, 2 wins, 2 seconds.
Yeah. So
that stood out for me, getting that inside gate and hopefully having a nice cozy run for once. Where'd you go, Beef?
Well, I thought you're right with Charossa. I thought it was certainly one of the good value bets of the day. I actually had Surrey Thunder on top.
Okay.
It's third up after a spell. Waller trained, getting out to a more suitable distance now. I think it's worth, second up. It came from midfield, plugged home okay. It's been carrying a bit of weight. Look, I think it's well weighted for this race in this field. I think it could be the knockout horse at $7.50. I like Surrey Thunder.
I think it's one of those, I've got a feeling it'd be one of those things where Waller would have got it ready to target, which would have otherwise, it would have been in a carnival, Sandown day, something just to send down to race in Melbourne through winter. He's probably going to pin. You can hopefully come down and put a few together down in Melbourne in the wet.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Look, Salsamore, I thought the same as you. Its form before last start was too good to rule out, but, it's sort of having its 9th start of the prep this time in. Is it coming towards the end of a preparation?
Without trying to read too much intent, I think the booking of Damon Oliver's, it's gone from the Stockdales of the world to Oliver. Probably it's either its last crack and it's going for a spell, or they think it's still got something up its sleeve. So
Yeah, not so sure. Drawn wide, it's going to have to burn across.
Something's going to come out.
Yeah. So, Surrey Thunder for me.
And Sentimentalist, did you have a look at it? It's racing well.
Yeah, look, Sentimentalist is definitely one you got to throw in. As I always say this time of the year, winning form is good form. It's won its last two, second prior to that. It'll give them something to catch.
And just for those looking at the form guide, it's a soft 3-1-0-0. All those soft runs were sort of from another life. It was when it was a baby. I think it's grown up since then, and you can probably give it the benefit of the doubt. Coming back, probably not a bottomless heavy, but I don't think it's going to count against it as bad as some people may think. But an interesting race to start off. There'll be some tired horses, but plenty of value. And surprised we both managed to find one at 16s as well. Race 7, back to the 1,200 metres. Should we do the market first this time? Probably makes more sense.
Yeah, Masked Crusader $2.70, Ancestry $6.50, Lombardo $7.50, Final Man $10, The Astrologist $10, and 14 or better the rest.
Beautiful. Pace from Ancestry from the middle gate, working across with Galanas. Lombardo pushes forward, open-minded from the inside. Will punch up and hold the rails just where the Ancestry pushes forward. Final Man's drawn in a bit of a yuck spot out there because there's a bit of pace inside. I don't know where he's going to go. And I think Masked Crusader will probably lob 3 back the fence, 4 back the fence. So not an ideal spot, but it could be an interesting way to see how that favourite gets through there. What are you doing with this race?
Yeah, look, I went for the favourite, Masked Crusader. I've got a bit of an opinion of this horse, but that was the one thing that worried me. Stuck on the fence, heavy track. How is it going to play? Is that going to be a bit of a bog on the inside? Having said that, they may shift and run.
It's one
they
of those
might
things
get off the fence, and it may allow it.
You don't want them to be hard against the rail because it's stuck, but if you're a fan and it's inferior ground, it's got to be 6 lengths better to.
Yes,
but if you can find somewhere.
If it can shuffle through that run, but that may help in just getting it through and giving it a shot down the straight. So, but I do like Masked Crusader. I think 270 is a pretty good price at the moment. I don't think you'll get that race day, to be honest. I think a bit of money will come for that.
I think if they don't think you can handle it, they'll scratch.
Yeah.
If it runs, they'll think it's all right, and if they scratch, then we will worry about it another day.
Yeah. Outside of that, there's plenty of horses that have got some good form in this. Lombardo was good. Its only start, so that was impressive. Final Man, a bit of a worry how it's drawn. McAvoy's got the Astrologist. It's also got some good form. Open-minded from the Freedman Yard. 3 starts, 3 wins. So there's plenty of horses here that's got winning form. So and winning form's good form. But for me, Masked Crusader and that's what I like.
I'm going top of the market. I'm going number 1, top of the field, I should say. Ancestry. It's been flying. It bolted in the wet last start. It's pretty much the combined aggregate last 3 wins has been about 10 lengths, and I think wet's no problem. It's going to push across and lead. Ben Thompson takes a bit of weight off it for those that worry about that, and it's just the opinion it's going to be 4 lengths in front of Masked Crusader in the run, and probably to this date beating up horses just as good as what Masked Crusader's been beating.
Yep.
I think Masked Crusader's the best horse in the race. I tipped it 2 back when we had that chat on Zoom.
Yep.
And I did have a good bet on it when it resumed at Ballarat. And I think it will come out to be the best horse in the race, but we'll know race day how the track's playing. I just went towards the $7 Ancestry, and I believe there's been money for that. Final Man had favours on the rail Sandown Lakeside last start, but does have the course and distance kill and is a genuine wet tracker as well. But drawn in hell a little bit there in the way that map shapes up. But so for me, Ancestry the bet. No knock at all on the favourite though if we're looking at it through that way. Anything to add?
Nothing more to add for me, mate.
Nice and quick. Race 8, the benchmark 84 over 1,200 metres. Give us a market.
Yeah, market is headed up by Mystery Love at 360. Sam's Image drawn in the car park at $7. Gododin at $7.50. Barcelona at $8.
Don't start doing that, Earl.
$8.50. $9 the rest. Ruben Blue Music Edition $9.50. Ajana $9.50.
You can kick off. I went first last time, did I? No, I didn't. I'll kick off. Why not? I should write this stuff down. She bought me a notepad. I'm with the favourite, Mystery Love. If it stays here and runs, it was a tremendous return. Wet's no issue, and towed up Anjana.
Yep.
Last on resumption, so nothing of that race is going to worry me. And I believe you're going to get a decent price.
360.
360, I think, is a bet. And beyond that, there wasn't a lot else I got excited about, really.
No.
Barcelona was very good last start, sitting wide and worked home well. So happy to mention that. But I'm just nice and simple. I'm going to tip the favourite and going to stick solid there. If it goes to Adelaide, then I'll be going wide in a quaddie.
Yep. I went exactly the same. I thought Mystery Love looked to be a bit of a standout bet here. I'm surprised at the price. I thought it'd be $3, but 360 is very good value. Actually snuck out a little bit in the markets, came in, went back out, and I thought Barcelona was the main danger as well. It was really hard to find anything else in this race.
How easy is punting?
Hopefully this easy on Saturday.
Hope it's this easy in the next, because in the last, we got the 1,200 metre race to 1,400 metre, to finish, as my screen updates, which sees Buffalo River getting control and not a lot else going on. Beaver, what's the market look like?
Evens the fave, Buffalo River, Harbour Views 420, double your tea $11 and $13 or better the rest.
Moral?
Looks like it.
Only one danger.
Nah, look, I think it's drawing the fence.
It's going to get push through and get control of no real pace from out wide.
56.
You have Ciccone now pass and running roadblocks for it behind it.
Yeah.
And Damien Oliver's gone on as a jockey change.
Yeah.
And loves the wets, 4 from 4 in the wet.
Yeah.
So I will be betting profusely on this, and my day will probably come down to this. It'll be a good finish to the day. I won't go 1 out and a quarter. I'm not quite that confident yet, because I know Harbour Views is a decent horse. And
yeah, it is a good horse.
Anything to add?
Oh, look, I think $2, around about $2 at the moment. I think Buffalo River will start $1.60.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I really do. I think it'll start $1.60. As you said, it's got good wet form. I think, yeah, it just looks a good thing.
The only way it won't, which we'll know by then, is if it's all massive down the outside. And even then, he can probably have the option to get to the middle of the track.
Get to the middle of the track.
The big right hand.
Yeah, he'll just push straight off.
Corner.
It'll be too far in front to worry about where the rest are.
Beautiful. It's a good finish to the day at Sandown, I hope. So, quaddie numbers. I've got a decent quaddie here. We're going to go wide in the first because we can afford to skin up later.
Yep.
I'm going to go 3, 4, 8, 12, 13, 14. Anything else you want to snip or cut or add?
No, that's good for me. Oh, you didn't have my 11 in there.
Sorry, Thunder. So throw that in.
Yeah, I think you can.
And then you want to hang on, let me have a look here. 3, 4.
Get rid of one, mate.
11, 12. Sentimental Starcaster. We didn't talk about that. It is favourite. I really couldn't find it off.
No, I didn't.
That wide form. Do we take the favourite on?
We'll take the favour on.
All right, there it is. That is Money in Your Mouth. His favourite's being left out of the quaddie. Second leg, Beav, what do you like?
The second leg, just let me have a look at my notes. I had 8, 1, 12.
8, 1, 12. Take or leave these. 2 Alberg. Wet track jockey, wet track stable.
Leave.
Leave in? Leave out?
Leave out.
I'm eloquent. Trev's tip, which I didn't mind.
Well, we better throw.
I'll throw it in because it is a wet tracker and is coming for the 1,000 guineas.
Yep.
And Masked Crusader goes in 12. So I'm with that. 1, 3, 4, 8, 12. Oh, Final Man was the other one.
Yeah, leave
Final Man out and take it on.
Drawn too wide for me. It can't beat the others.
Beautiful. This is a nice juicy quaddie. 5, 14, 9 for me. The next. Mystery Love, Ruben Blue resuming, and Barcelona.
Yeah, that's good for me.
And home with Harbour Views and Buffalo River.
Yep.
So that is going to be about 60-something percent there, because I just dropped 3 out. I had 46% before we started.
So what do we got? 6, 24.
6, 24, 3 and 2.
72, 144.
Beautiful. So
combinations, $100. You'll have somewhere around the 70%, 75% mark.
Beautiful. That's a nice juicy quaddie if we get a split early. So we head to Morpettville as well. We'll come back to the best at Sandown later. Anything at Morpettville? We're going to Group 1 racing there. The Oaks and the Fillies and Mares TAB Stakes. Heavy 9 with more rain as well. Inside's never on at Morpettville, so I've just looked out wide. With rain coming as well, it's going to be last man standing a bit there.
Yes.
Race 6 there, we'll do the quad legs again.
Yep.
The Uclay Stakes for the 2-year-old, for the Group 2 for the 3-year-olds, I should say. Give us a market.
Yeah, Ghana $2.80, Xylong $4, Roca Bassarena $4.20, and Sizzlefly 10s. Anything you want the rest.
Beautiful. Speed comes from Xylong on the inside. Rocco Bassaraka works up with her, so they're the two leaders. 3 of Depth pushes up. I Am Eloquent, if she goes there, finds a spot. And not much pace elsewhere, really. Sizzlefly out wide and Ghana have to make a decision, but probably will have room to get across and find a decent spot.
Yep.
I had here the market was about right, really.
Yeah, it looked right.
Nothing to add. Zilong's was at $4.60, was tough, sat 3 wide on the pace last start, and Ghana just had the better run.
Yeah. Well, Ghana was pretty wide the whole way too.
Yeah, had her back the whole way.
Yeah.
Zilong had the SP, started a bit shorter than Ghana, but Ghana did bolt away and win quite impressively. You can't say more. I thought the cozy run was Rockabassa Raka, who sort of just punched her at the end and maybe stole a spot. But I think the 2 I mentioned were the 2 obvious.
Yep.
And wet's not really a problem for either. Zilong's mum should have beaten Helmet and won a Group 1 years ago, and Ghana's been good in the wet as well.
Yep.
And I sort of will mention I Am Eloquent as well, because she's first up from the 1,000 guineas, 2 from 2 in the wet. And I think she'll be kept at a short distance this time, but anyone else thrown. But I think she's probably going to end up in Sandown. She's emerging here. Anything to add?
No, I think Ghana last run was outstanding. As I said, it was 3 wide the whole way. Look, I backed Ghana the first 2 starts, and I jumped off last week and backed Sizzlefly on last start and backed Sizzlefly because I was really impressed with Sizzlefly's first 2 runs after a spell. And I thought in the run Sizzlefly would just swoosh past Ghana, but Ghana just let down. The first start at Flemington, I think it was, Ghana should have won. It was ridden poorly. That I jumped on again when they took it straight to Morpettville.
Yep.
Hit the front early, got run down, but I just didn't think it pinged as well as it did the first start, second up. So I kind of moved away from it, and last start it showed what it's capable of. So if it can produce anywhere near that, I think Ghana's going to be the horse to beat there.
I think when they just take off and run through the line like that, you just stick with them.
Yeah, that's right.
But I think Zilong will run the place, and I think the markets, we don't have much more to add.
Yeah.
The Oaks, race 7, over the 2,000 metres for the fillies. Give us a market.
Yeah, we've got a fair to remember $4.80, Toffee Tongue $6, Vegas Jewel $7.50, Betcha Flying $8.50, Silent Sovereign $8.50, Nudge $9, and $13 plus the rest.
Beautiful. Speed comes from Sierra Sue from the widest gate. She's going to try and work across and find a position there. Asiago works across with her. Wings of Pastrami drawn inside. She'll push through with Beauty Bolt. Silent Sovereign, Nudge, Betcha Flying, all getting decent enough runs. 2,000 metre Slog Beaver. What do you reckon?
Mate, I'm going to go for Vegas Jewel at $7.50. Mm-hmm. It was a bit disappointing last start, but they took it back to last, just had no chance. They weren't making ground, and when it did want to get a run, it just got checkered passage. I'm happy to put a line through it. I think it's a pretty good horse, and it's been set for this. So I'm not too worried about that. At $7.50, I'm happy to go Vegas Jewel. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Toffee Tongue is a pretty consistent horse, but that concerns me as well. Last 4 starts, it's finished second. But it will be thereabouts. It'll be in the finish. Betcha Flying was a good run last start. It stuck on well. Looked like it could have been beaten. But no, the 2 picks for me are Vegas Jewel and Toffee Tongue. Beautiful.
I'm going Toffee Tongue. I liked. I just went the obvious. It's coming through A grade, the actual A grade in Sydney. Wet shouldn't be a problem for it. It's got the Kiwi initials next to it, the NZ breeding, so it shouldn't be a problem. It's worked home nice twice behind Colette. And if you look at the Colette replay, it had 4 links on everything else after Colette beat it. I went the obvious there. Tied through because I found Silver Sovereign, Talika, Wings of Pastrami are all tied together through the lead up, so I just went outside that. And Sierra Sue, I'll mention, who will lead. Wet shouldn't be an issue. very lightly raced. And if a fair to remember starting favourite, it was only a nose off it at Sandown in the wet, and so it was on the good. I think the wet's a turnaround for it, and you're getting nearly 20s against the favourite, and I thought they're the two there. And I agree with what you said about everything else you said. I can't argue with it all. So I think that's it for me. Toffee Tongue from Sierra Sue. We'll see how we go with that. Yeah, second of the Group 1s for the day, the 1,200 metre Tab Classic for the fillies and mares. Which I believe has a away game well in the market.
Yep. So favourite is Sunlight, $2.90. Away game, $4.40. I am excited, $9. $10 both Savitano and Liar.
Beautiful.
16's the rest.
Sunlight, the outside gate's going to try and burn across and lead. With Bella Vella pushing up, Savitiano will want to be on pace. Away game will try and get a posie there with the lightweight. I think there'll be a bit of catch me if you can under that, which I think will be the intention. Bam's on fire. Mystery Love is hopefully staying in Melbourne to fill up my pockets, and not a lot of other pace. Lyle's got blinkers on, so we'll be forward from probably follow Bella Vella across. Going, you're going to tip the away game, are you?
Yep.
Going, tell us why.
Look, I think away game is horse on the up. It's drawn well. It's got absolutely no weight on its back, 47 kilos. And I think the horse is just flying at the moment. So, look, I am going to take away game. I think it's going to have the best run in the race. I think it's a pretty good horse. At $4.40, I think it's a good bet.
I knew you were going to tip that today when I was doing the form. I was like, this is Beaver's horse here. And I'm going to oppose it just because I can and because it makes me happy to argue with you. I think I'm just going to take the opinion it's now its fourth state in a first prep.
Yep.
Of prep and a half. I went up to Queensland as well. It just has that feel of, I remember when Kieran Marfili, Petite Falou took on Buffering and everyone's like, she's going to beat Buffering with 47 kilos and Buffering just bullied it and it put her into submission. I don't think Sunlight's quite Buffering, but she'll cross over. She was good enough behind D-Trail. I'm not going to tip her that. I'm going to go with Liar at $11. Her 3 wet track runs were second to Flit in the Group 1 in Melbourne, fourth to Exhilarates in a good free and third in a Golden Slipper. Blinkers on, I think about $11. I'd rather play her each way. I respect away game, but I just got a feeling it's either end of prep, but it could be one of those traditional, you see it, where there's plenty of intent, go forward and find a spot with no weight and no one can run you down because the feet are all going up and down and whacking away. So, but I just thought I'll take an opposing view, and that's mine for today.
And what about Sunlight?
Good. I think she'll run a place. I don't think there's a lot of pressure there. Wet, I think's okay from when I had a look at it today. She hasn't won the heavy, placed twice in a soft, and now I'm thinking the spot, and I think I'll probably oppose her. I think it'd be I don't want to say 2-year-old will beat her home, but I think there'll be something else that'll she'll be having to a shitload of work, and someone's going to pick up the pieces, and away game might be able to do that. Yep. Savitiano will be in the right spot because there's a bit of a tail in this race, really. Yes. Other than that, so Savitiano, Hum is always brave, but and same with Embrace Me. But I think the 3 you've mentioned are going to be the ones that'll be. What do you say about I'm Excited? Had the win in Sydney. Okay, behind White Moss.
Yeah, could get the sit on him. Hard to catch horse for me.
Yeah,
but it does have some ability, and if the pace is on and it gets the sit and handles that way of going, then it will be potentially a horse that could come over the top of him. But I don't see it beating a away game home.
You having a good bet on away game, I think, or you just?
I'll have a stab. I'll have a good stab at away game.
Yeah, beautiful, excellent, good chat there. I think that's good insight. I don't think there's, just looking through, like I said, a lot of numbers there. I think the winner will be in those top 4, or the 4 we mentioned, I should say. And we'll finish the day with an 1,100 metre Group 3 race, which could see Jungle Edge be smashed last in the day on a bog. But what's the market look like right now?
Yeah, you got Trekking $4, Behemoth $4.60, Jungle Edge $6.50, Shimano $7.50, Home of the Brave $8, Bold Star $8, and 12's the rest. And interestingly enough, all 6 of those have had a little bit of money for them already.
Yeah, okay.
They've come in a little bit in the market.
Quite a good race. It's a sneaky good race here.
Yeah, it is. It's an interesting one.
An interesting race, should say. Shouldn't say good.
Yeah.
Is it my turn to kick off?
Viridine and
Viridine
Parsifal. Any of the top 8 are really good chances.
Jungle Edge with Georgina Cartwright on board is going to be stamped leader on the bog. They'll think it's their day to try and get over and steal it. Home of the Brave finds it back. Arrow Lane from out wide. Parsifal bends, poising up. The other 2 blue horses and Behemoth all going back. I'll finish off here.
Yep.
I'm going to tip Home of the Brave. $9. I think Jungle Edge is going to start too short. I think people just pile into it. Home of the Brave worked home with Sunlight last start behind Jetra on the inside of Sunlight. I'm going to go ahead of Trekking can't handle the wet. I'm taking that sort of opinion. Viridine, I'm sort of sick of. So of the blue colours, I'm going with it. I think Home of the Brave can sit on Jungle Edge's back and just sort of go past the last 100 metres. Behemoth's a very nice horse. It just doesn't strike me as a wet tracker. He just looks like a big beast of a thing, which might be the name playing with my head. But I just took that narrative. About $9, Home of the Brave. Fine with me. What about you?
I went for Parsifal, third up after a spell. Back in Adelaide, I think this race suits it. We'll sit just off the pace. Hopefully we'll get a good run. And I'm just crossing my fingers that third up, it's ready to go, and it can run a really bold, strong race. I like Parsifal. Main danger is Bold Star. I think Bold Star can also come home if
Stable's flying too.
Yeah. So I think if there's pace on, might suit both of these horses. So, and hopefully that they're coming down the middle of the track by that stage. Bold Star's drawn on the inside, which worried me a little bit. But yeah, they're my 2 picks for the last.
Beautiful.
Trekking, again, it was a good run last start. And they're obviously taking it to Adelaide, but 62 kilos if it is a wet to heavy track and it doesn't handle it.
They might scratch it and save for next week.
Yeah, 62.
They've got that on
a heavy track.
There's the other group one over there.
If it is turns out to be heavy, which is heavy 9 at the moment.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised.
I just took the opinion it doesn't handle the wet. And,
probably.
And then I got dependent and move on. Should we talk about a quaddie?
Yeah, let's talk about a quaddie. Rip through that.
And okay, let's have a look here. Quaddie. For me, I'm in the first 1 Ghana, 4 Rocker Becerra. You going to leave it out? Or?
Yeah, I'm happy to keep it in.
Keep it in. Xylong and I Am Eloquent. Yep. I threw it in for a bit of value.
Yep.
I've gone wide here. 2 Nudge.
Yep, Nudge. You've got to throw Nudge in.
7 Bet You Flying.
Yep.
8 Wings of Pastrami. 9 Toffee Tongue. 10 Silent Sovereign, 11 Salika, and 13 Sierra Sue, 14 Affair to Remember.
Yeah, you can throw Wings of Pastrami out. That's
okay. Yep, just tied through the others. The others have all been beaten at home.
Yep.
That's fine with me. As I bring them in. What have you got here in the 8th?
Look, the 8th, I think you probably, for me, I just went 1 and 16.
Okay, wow. Cool. I had Savatiano, which I might take out. Teleplay I like. I'm going to leave in. So I'm going to go 5, leave BAMS out, and throw Liar in, I reckon.
Okay.
1, 5, 15, 16.
Yep.
And race 9. 1, are we going to throw Trekking in or just take it on?
I think let's chuck it in.
Chuck it in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 I had. And I'm happy to leave out Veridine, probably of those.
Yeah, let's leave the 3 out.
Yep. So it gives us 5. So that gives us 4 into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 into 4 into 4.
Is 100 about 4. So it's about 25%.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. I think that's going to be a good quaddie result.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. So I'm pretty happy with them. So there's our quaddie numbers for the 3 Metropolitan quaddie meetings, and we'll take a quick break and be back with our best bets from all 3 states.
We'll be getting our tips out.
I'm getting our tips out. I need to get some music there, don't I? Get your tips out or something. All right, back in a sec. All right, Beaver, it's time to get your tips out. We're going to go through our best of the day in each state. Let's kick off in Sydney.
Yep. My best of the day in Sydney is race 7, number 9, Hilo.
And your best value?
And my best value comes up in race 2, Number 5, new arrangement.
Excellent. Yeah, I liked that last start. It's kept for this week, and I think it'll do something this weekend.
Yep.
I'm going to go with a Meadow, Kensington, in race 3, I want to say, in the Yonkers race.
Yep.
Should have written it down. About $3.50. I'm going to go with that as my best of the day, and it's Lily best value, $34. I think it. I don't want to say it'll start shorter, but I think it'll give a side on pace there in the wet with Robbie Dole on board. Let's go to Melbourne. My best of the day is Buffalo River. I'm also quite keen Lunicorn. I'm convinced Lunicorn's a good horse, but that's my best of the day, Buffalo River. Best value, I'm going to tip Very Eloquent because I mentioned it in Adelaide. If it runs in Melbourne, it's currently $30, 30-1. So I've got to give that my best value. What about you?
Yeah, my best bet of the day, Buffalo River as well. So we're sticking there. And my best value of the day is race 5, number 5, Craftsmanship.
Beautiful. And the Group 1 racing at Morpettville, best bet of the day?
The best bet of the day at Morpettville comes up in, I think my best bet was away game.
Oh, we're going with away game. Beautiful.
Yes.
And your value for the day?
Parsifal.
Parsifal. What price is that at the moment?
It's about $13.
Yeah. I'm going to go my best bet, Toffee Tongue. I think it's a good shout in the Oaks. So I'm going $6 for my best bet. So money where our mouth is there. And my value is going to be Liar, $11 to take you. We'll go head-to-head, Beaver. We'll have a beer on that one.
No worries.
So we'll keep track of all of our best bets in value each week, and we'll just keep track as if we're throwing $10 on each week, and keep track of that. We'll keep track of our quarters each week.
Sounds good.
And at the end of the year, we'll work out how we're going and what we might need to change and look at it that way. But each week, we'll try and do Sydney and Melbourne Metro and some Group 1 racing if it's around. Should be a bit of fun. Heading to spring, we'll have a few more ideas and do a few more stuff. And once our social distancing is lifted and I can sit next to you, we might even do some Saturday Arvo updates on our Facebook page and that sort of thing with some late mail. So
perfect.
We'll have a bit of fun with that. So subscribe to us on YouTube and Spotify. Follow the rest of the Beer Garden Empire, Footy and Frothies and Club Trev. And we'll have more news out in the coming days with where you can find us and get in touch with us. But thanks everyone for listening. Beaver, anything to finish on?
No, just enjoy your Saturday, have a good day punting, and hopefully you can get your tips out by the end of the day.
Beautiful. We'll be getting our tips out. Good luck, everybody, and we'll talk to everyone next week.